Severus Snape is a fictional character in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. He is an exceptionally skilled wizard whose sarcastic, controlled exterior conceals deep emotions and anguish. A professor at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Snape is hostile to Harry due to his resemblance to his father James Potter. According to the series, James bullied Snape during their time together at Hogwarts. As the series progresses, Snape's character becomes more layered and enigmatic. A central mystery is unraveled concerning his loyalties. Snape dies at the hands of Lord Voldemort in the 7th book, at which time his backstory is revealed. Despite his attraction to the dark arts and Voldemort's ideology of wizard supremacy, Snape's love for Muggle-born Lily Evans, Harry's mother, eventually compelled him to defect from the Death Eaters. He then became a double agent for Albus Dumbledore and the Order of the Phoenix. The fact that Lily chose James Potter, Harry's father, only fuels Snape's hostility towards Harry. Snape's character has been widely acclaimed by readers and critics. Rowling described him as a gift of a character whose story she had known since the first book. Elizabeth Hand of the Washington Post explained that Snape's life is the most heartbreaking, surprising and satisfying of all of Rowling's achievements. Actor Alan Rickman portrayed Snape in all 8 Harry Potter films, released between 2001 and 2011. Early life and education. Alan Sidney Patrick Rickman was born in the Acton area of London on February 21, 1946. The son of housewife Margaret Doreen Rose and factory worker, house painter, and decorator, and former Second World War aircraft fitter Bernard William Rickman. His mother was Welsh, and his paternal grandmother was Irish. Rickman would later say in April 2015, "I was talking to Charlene Spiteri about being a Celt, how you smell each other out, because my mother's family is Welsh. There's not a lot of English blood in me." His father was Catholic and his mother was a Methodist. He had 2 brothers named David and Michael and a sister named Sheila. Rickman was born with a tight jaw, contributing to the deep tone of voice and languid delivery for which he would become famous. Rickman himself said that a vocal coach told him he had a spastic soft palate. When he was 8 years old, his father died of cancer, leaving his mother to raise him and his 3 siblings mostly alone. According to biographer Maureen Payton, the family was rehoused by the council and moved to an Acton estate to the west of Wormwood Scrubs prison, where his mother struggled to bring up 4 children on her own by working for the post office. Margaret Rickman married again in 1960, but divorced Rickman's stepfather after 3 years. Before Rickman met his longtime partner Rima Horton at age 16, he stated that his first crush was at 10 years old on a girl named Amanda at his school's sports day. As a child, he excelled at calligraphy and watercolor painting. Rickman attended West Acton First School followed by Derwentwater Primary School in Acton, and then Latimer Upper School in London through the direct grant system, where he became involved in drama. Rickman went on to attend Chelsea College of Art and Design from 1965 to 1968. He then attended the Royal College of Art from 1968 to 1970. His training allowed him to work as a graphic designer for the Royal College of Art's in-house magazine, Arc, and the Notting Hill Herald, which he considered a more stable occupation than acting. He later said that drama school wasn't considered the sensible thing to do at 18. Following graduation, Rickman and several friends opened a graphic design studio called Graffiti, but after 3 years of successful business, he decided that he was going to pursue acting professionally. He wrote to request an audition with the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, which he attended from 1972 until 1974. While there, he supported himself by working as a dresser for Sir Nigel Hawthorne and Sir Ralph Richardson. Career 1980s. After graduating from RADA, Rickman worked extensively with British repertory and experimental theatre groups in productions including Chekhov's The Seagull and Snow Wilson's The Grass Widow at the Royal Court Theatre, and appeared 3 times at the Edinburgh International Festival. In 1978, he performed with the Court Drama Group, gaining roles in Romeo and Juliet and A View from the Bridge, among other plays. While working with the Royal Shakespeare Company, he was cast in As You Like It. His breakthrough role was in the Barchester Chronicles, the BBC's adaptation of Trollope's first 2 Barchester novels, as the Reverend Obadiah Slope. Rickman was given the male lead, the Vicomte de Valmont, in the 1985 Royal Shakespeare Company production of Christopher Hampton's adaptation of Les Liaisons Dangereuses, directed by Howard Davies. After the RSC production transferred to the West End in 1986 and Broadway in 1987, Rickman received both a Tony Award nomination and a Drama Desk Award nomination for his performance. In 1988, Rickman played the antagonist Hans Gruber in the action thriller Die Hard in what was his first feature film. Starring opposite Bruce Willis, Rickman's portrayal earned him critical acclaim and a spot on the AFI's 100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains list as the 46th best villain in film history. Rickman later revealed he almost did not take the role as he did not think Die Hard was the kind of film he wanted to make. 1990s. In 1990, he played the Australian Elliot Marston opposite Tom Selleck in Quigley Down Under. The following year, Rickman was cast as the Sheriff of Nottingham in Kevin Reynolds's film adaptation of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. In the film, Rickman acted opposite Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman. Entertainment Weekly proclaimed that while Robin Hood left critics and moviegoers underwhelmed, Rickman's gleefully wicked villain became the summer's most talked about performance. For his performance he received the BAFTA Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Upon winning the award, Rickman stated, "This will be a healthy reminder to me that subtlety isn't everything." Despite gaining acclaim within the media for his ability to portray villainous roles in films, Rickman took issue with being typecast as a villain. During this decade he would portray a range of characters that would defy media perceptions. Rickman soon started to play leading roles such as the romantic lead of Jamie in the independent romance film Truly, Madly, Deeply. The film, directed by Anthony Minghella and starring Rickman and Juliet Stevenson, proved to be a critical success. Rickman was nominated for another BAFTA Award, and received the Evening Standard British Film Award for Best Actor and the London Film Critics Circle Award for Actor of the Year. Rickman was able to break out of the mold of the movie villain, with critic Roger Ebert noting, "The man is Rickman, who you will look at on the screen, and know you have seen somewhere, and rattle your memory all during the movie without making the connection that he was the villain in Die Hard." A few years later he was cast as Colonel Brandon in Ang Lee's adaptation of Jane Austen's novel Sense and Sensibility. The film also starred Emma Thompson, Hugh Grant, and Kate Winslet. Thompson noted that Rickman could express the extraordinary sweetness his nature, as he had played Machiavellian types so effectively in other films. For his performance, Rickman earned his 3rd BAFTA Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role nomination, and his first Screen Actors Guild Award nomination. The following year he portrayed Eamon de Valera in the Neil Jordan period drama, Michael Collins, starring Liam Neeson, Julia Roberts, and Stephen Aurier. Rickman earned his 4th BAFTA Award nomination. In 1996, Rickman starred as the Mad Monk Rasputin in the HBO television biopic Rasputin, Dark Servant of Destiny. A role for which he won a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie, a Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Miniseries or Television Movie, and a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Miniseries or Television Film. Rickman directed The Winter Guest at London's Almeida Theatre in 1995 and the film version of the same play, released in 1997, starring Emma Thompson and her real-life mother Phil Littalaw. Rickman's stage performances in the 1990s include Antony and Cleopatra in 1998 as Mark Antony, with Helen Mirren as Cleopatra, in the Royal National Theatre's production at the Olivier Theatre in London, which ran from October to December 1998. Rickman appeared in Victoria Wood with All the Trimmings, a BBC One Christmas special with Victoria Wood, playing an aged colonel in the Battle of Waterloo who is forced to break off his engagement to Honeysuckle Week's character. During his career, Rickman played comedic roles, including as Sir Alexander Dane/Dr. Lazarus in the cult classic sci-fi parody Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Sam Rockwell, and Tony Shalhoub. Rockwell said that Rickman was very instrumental in making sure the script hit the dramatic notes, and everything had a strong logic and reason behind it. He also played the angel Metatron, the voice of God, in Kevin Smith's Dogma. 2000s. In 2001, he first appeared as Severus Snape, the potions master, in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. His portrayal of the role throughout the Harry Potter series was dark, but the character's motivations were not clear early on. In 2002, Rickman performed on stage in Noel Coward's romantic comedy Private Lives. After its successful run at the Albury Theatre in the West End, it transferred to Broadway and ended in September 2002. He reunited with his Les Liaisons Dangereuses CO star Lindsay Duncan and director Howard Davies in the Olivier and Tony Award-winning production. With Catherine Viner, Rickman compiled the play My Name is Rachel Corrie and directed the premiere production at the Royal Court Theatre in London, which opened in April 2005. He won the Theatre Goers' Choice Awards for Best Director. Rickman befriended the Corrie family and earned their trust, and the show was warmly received. But the next year, its original New York production was postponed over the possibility of boycotts and protests from those who saw it as anti-Israeli agitprop. Rickman denounced censorship born out of fear. Tony Kushner, Harold Pinter, and Vanessa Redgrave, among others, criticized the decision to indefinitely delay the show. The one-woman play was put on later that year at another theater to mixed reviews, and has since been staged at venues around the world. Despite the adverse reaction from pro-Israel groups, overall, the film was very popular, especially in London. I never imagined that the play would create such acute controversy, Rickman said. He added, many Jews supported it. The New York producer was Jewish and we held a discussion after every performance. Both Israelis and Palestinians participated in the discussions and there was no shouting in the theater. People simply listened to each other. In 2003, Rickman starred in the ensemble Christmas-themed romantic comedy Love Actually as Emma Thompson's character's foolish husband Harry. The film, written and directed by Richard Curtis, has been called a modern classic by The Independent. In 2005, he lent his voice to Marvin the paranoid android in science fiction comedy The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy starring Martin Freeman, Sam Rockwell, and Zooey Deschanel. In 2007 he played the egotistical, Nobel Prize-winning father in the black comedy Nobel Son. In early 2005, My Name is Rachel Corrie, a play composed from Corrie's journals and emails from Gaza and compiled by Rickman and journalist Catherine Viner, in a production directed by Rickman, was presented in London and later revived in October 2005. The play was to be transferred to the New York Theatre Workshop, but when it was postponed indefinitely, the British producers denounced the decision as censorship and withdrew the show. It finally opened off-Broadway on October 15, 2006 for an initial run of 48 performances. Rickman was nominated for an Primetime Emmy Award for his work as Dr. Alfred Blaylock in HBO's Something the Lord Made. He also starred in the independent film Snowcake with Sigourney Weaver and Carrie-Anne Moss, and Perfume, The Story of a Murderer, directed by Tom Tykwer. He appeared as Judge Turpin in the critically acclaimed Tim Burton film Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street alongside Johnny Depp, and his Harry Potter co-stars Helena Bonham Carter and Timothy Spall. In 2009, Rickman was awarded the James Joyce Award by University College Dublin's Literary and Historical Society. In October and November 2010, Rickman starred in the eponymous role in Henrik Ibsen's John Gabriel Borkman at the Abbey Theatre, Dublin alongside Lindsay Duncan and Fiona Shaw. The Irish Independent called Rickman's performance breathtaking. 2010s. In 2010, he starred in the BBC television production The Song of Lunch alongside Emma Thompson. That same year he provided the voice of Absalom the Caterpillar in Tim Burton's film Alice in Wonderland. Rickman again appeared as Severus Snape in the final installment in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Throughout the series, his portrayal of Snape garnered widespread critical acclaim. Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times said Rickman, as always, makes the most lasting impression, while Peter Travers of Rolling Stone magazine called Rickman sublime at giving us a glimpse at last into the secret nurturing heart that Snape masks with a sneer. Media coverage characterized Rickman's performance as worthy of nomination for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. His last appearance as Snape saw him receive award nominations in 2011, including at the Saturn Awards and the Scream Awards. In November 2011, Rickman opened in Seminar, a new play by Teresa Rebeck, at the John Golden Theatre on Broadway. Rickman, who left the production in April, won the Broadway.com Audience Choice Award for Favorite Actor in a Play and was nominated for a Drama League Award. Rickman starred with Colin Firth and Cameron Diaz in Gambit by Michael Hoffman, a remake of the 1966 film. In 2013, he played Hilly Crystal, the founder of the East Village punk rock club CBGB, in the CBGB film with Rupert Grint. In 2014, he directed and starred in the costume drama film, A Little Chaos starring Kate Winslet, Jennifer L., and Stanley Tucci. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. The film received mixed reviews with its critics' consensus reading, stylish and well acted without ever living up to its dramatic potential. A Little Chaos is shouldered by the impressive efforts of a talented cast. The following year he starred in Gavin Hood's Eye in the Sky starring Helen Mirren, Aaron Paul, and Barkhad Abdi. This would be Rickman's final on-screen performance. The film debuted at the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival to great acclaim, receiving a Rotten Tomatoes score of 95%, based on 175 critics, with the consensus being, as taut as it is timely. Eye in the Sky offers a powerfully acted and unusually cerebral spin on the modern wartime political thriller. Reception and public image. Rickman was chosen by Empire as one of the 100 sexiest stars in film history in 1995 and ranked number 59 in Empire's The Top 100 Movie Stars of All Time list in October 1997. In 2009 and 2010, he was ranked once again as one of the 100 sexiest stars by Empire, both times placing number 8 out of the 50 actors chosen. He was elected to the Council of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in 1993. He was subsequently RADA's vice chairman and a member of its artistic advisory and training committees and development board. Rickman was voted number 19 in Empire magazine's Greatest Living Movie Stars over the age of 50 and was twice nominated for Broadway's Tony Award as Best Actor, in 1987 for Les Liaisons Dangereuses and in 2002 for a revival of Noel Coward's Private Lives. The Guardian named Rickman as an honorable mention in a list of the best actors never to have received an Academy Award nomination. 2 Researchers, a linguist, and a sound engineer, found the perfect voice to be a combination of Rickman's and Jeremy Irons' voices based on a sample of 50 voices. The BBC states that Rickman's sonorous, languid voice was his calling card, making even throwaway lines of dialogue sound thought out and authoritative. In their vocal range exercises and studying for a GCSE in drama, he was singled out by the BBC for his excellent diction and articulation. Rickman is featured in several musical works, including a song composed by Adam Leonard entitled Not Alan Rickman. Credited as a strolling player in the sleeve notes, the actor played a master of ceremonies part, announcing the various instruments at the end of the first part of Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells 2 on the track The Bell. Rickman was one of the many artists who recited Shakespearean sonnets on the album When Love Speaks, and also featured prominently in a music video by Scottish rock band Texas entitled In Demand, which premiered on MTV Europe in August 2000. Personal life. In 1965, at age 19, Rickman met 18-year-old Rima Horton, who became his partner in the early 1970s and would later be a Labour Party councillor on Kensington and Chelsea London Borough Council and an economics lecturer at Kingston University in London. In 2015, Rickman confirmed that they had married in a private ceremony in New York City in 2012. They lived together from 1977 until Rickman's death. The couple had no children. Rickman was the godfather of fellow actor Tom Burke. Rickman's brother Michael is a Conservative Party district councillor in Leicestershire. Rickman was an active patron of the Research Foundation Saving Faces and honorary president of the International Performers Aid Trust, a charity that works to fight poverty amongst performing artists all over the world. When discussing politics, Rickman said he was born a card-carrying member of the Labour Party. His last recorded work prior to his death was for a short video to help Oxford University students raise funds and awareness of the refugee crisis for Save the Children and Refugee Council. According to his diaries, Rickman declined a CBE in 2008. Rickman was political until his last days. His last on-screen performance was with Helen Mirren in the drama Eye in the Sky, which he had described as a film about the moral responsibilities governments face regarding the use of drones. In 2003, after reading published emails by Rachel Corrie, a U.S. activist who was crushed to death by an Israeli bulldozer in Gaza, he was motivated to produce My Name is Rachel Corrie, which was well received and popular in London.